significant. Moments ago, the Israeli military is saying that it conducted a strike against senior Hamas leadership. Multiple explosions reported not in Gaza, but in the capital city of Doha in Qatar. In Tel Aviv, Greg Palcott's watching that story. And Greg, it's early. What have you learned from there? Hello.
Well, Bill, this war just stepped up by one more step. In the past half hour or so, we have gotten reports that for the very first time, Israel has struck Doha, Qatar, aiming at the Hamas leadership there. Remember, Qatar is one of the two mediating countries, Qatar and Egypt, trying to come up with an end to this war. And now Israel has struck out at the country, but not the country itself, struck out at Hamas leadership, which away from Gaza uses Qatar as a base of operation. And according to Israeli television, and we do not have this confirmed, but Israeli media claims that 5 of the top leaders of Hamas at their headquarters was targeted by an Israeli and IDF airstrike, and they were killed. Yeah, I think, isn't there kind of a standard that you're not really supposed to engage in political assassinations, especially if you're coming under the umbrella of a ceasefire, like negotiations? It's like, yeah, no, let's meet for coffee and we'll talk about the contract. Yeah, no, sounds good. Yeah, right there. I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then you nuke them. I think it's a little, Now, again, they'll say, the Israelis, that this wasn't anything about a ceasefire. There's not going to be a ceasefire. And this is all just furthering Hamas and the terrorist organization. I'm sure will be their response, and that they'll say that they were justified. And many people in America will not say anything about it. Of course, we get guys like Rand Paul who screech about when we bomb somebody, but not when America's greatest ally does it, bombs the capital city of a foreign nation, taking out what they say was a ceasefire conversation. So looks like we're not going to be getting a ceasefire. The war will continue on indefinitely. I don't know what the hell America is doing, participating in any of it, but we are. And for whatever reason, it sounds like it's going to continue. All right, so that's what's happening over there. We'll see if World War III breaks out before this afternoon show. But here's another great story. Cheating Jocelyn Benson is struggling. You remember her. She was the woman out of Michigan who was the Secretary of State who tried to rig the elections in multiple ways. The biggest one that we remember is she was explaining that the rules said that when signatures come in, there's just a presumption of validity. Okay, don't even need to check them. They're presumed valid. If you think that they're bad, then you can reject them, but only if these indicia are applied. And that's not what the law said at all. You got to check the signatures. There is no presumption of validity. But she tried to change that in the rules and then got sued and, big back and forth on this. But she's now trying to rig the elections even further there before she leaves office. Of course, she's running for governor. And so a great report here assembled by Patty McMurray over at the Gateway Pundit said the nation's dirtiest Secretary of State. It's probably debatable. I mean, you've also got Jenna Griswold, who's right next door, or not too close, but the Democratic Party, and she's also pretty dirty because she sent in basically a SWAT team to manipulate the machines and then say that they were valid, like the day before the election, because her office leaked the media, leaked on the internet passwords to the BIOS, to the operating systems of the voting machines. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, the nation's dirtiest secretary, she's under fire. A very effective online election integrity tool called Check My Vote. She's trying to prevent from being used. Unlike these other things, Michigan Qualified Voter File, Check My Vote was created. It gives citizens all over the country an easy and free way to enter addresses and to determine if that person has been voting. Okay, so there's this website called Check My Vote. So she hates it because it's exposing her fraud. Last week, Secretary of State Jocelyn and the Bureau of Elections, they held a hearing to solicit 12 new administrative rules, public comments on these administrative rules. The prior administrative rule, as we know, was presumption of validity for signatures. So people are
close eye on her now. And here are a couple of the ways that this is going to impact the case in Michigan. This report came out from MichiganFairElections.org. They said, here you go. So the rules would be 168.251. This section would be modified. And here's what they're going to do. Jocelyn would prefer that you label research tools like Ancestry, Find a Grave, or Check My Vote. Those are unreliable sources of information, and you can't use those to clean up voter rolls. Okay, so everything is invalid officially. Those other sources, you can only go through her to say whether voting is valid or not. It would also require expensive and time-consuming standards, and this is kind of really, they mucked the whole process up. They want notarized affidavits. You know how much of a pain that is to go get something notarized? It's a nightmare. For each challenged voter registration, you got to go get it notarized. Oh, so I am challenging this, but only somebody, if they can confirm it, they can validate it in the process. Now, it would require them for each challenged voter registration and certified mail requirements on other actions. So it would just slow everything down. Every time you want to challenge something, got to go get it notarized. Expand preferential treatment as well for overseas military personnel to all overseas voters, 83% of whom are non-military. So the floodgates can continue to be open. And we know that they've exploited this, okay? 83% of people voting overseas are non-military. How long have they been overseas? Shouldn't you be a resident of the state? You can be on vacation. You can be on deployment. Military is a separate thing. But if you're like permanently residing somewhere else, but you also happen to have a residence in Michigan, why are you voting? Creates broadly written anti-harassment provisions with the potential to label any systematic challenge effort as harassment. Okay, so if you want to investigate voter fraud, you're now a criminal who's harassing people. So those rules came out, and they had a whole hearing on it, and apparently Jocelyn got obliterated. So at the hearing, at least 20 Michigan residents showed up to make their voices heard. Not one of the citizens who commented on her new rules was in favor of the rule changes, which in every case make it easier to cheat and harder to expose the cheaters like Jocelyn. Benson skipped the event, didn't show up for this public humiliation that she deserved. Top election officials may not have shown up there, but 20 citizens did. From the clerks who administer the elections in Michigan. So this woman, Brianna Vitale, chief aide for the Speaker Pro Tem and the Michigan House Election Integrity Chair. Several Michigan top integrity experts like Patrice Johnson, founder of the Michigan Fair Elections Institute. It's awesome. These people are showing up, man. This is engagement that matters. Awesome. Former Senator Patrick Colbeck and the Michigan Secretary of State 2026 candidate called Monica. She was there too. Tim Better, Fani Matravati was there, and they were expressing their concerns about all of this. I have a little bit of the hearing that we'll talk about and listen in on in a second. But there was also a senator who is there who posted on X, and here is what the senator had to say. He says, here's the kicker, and remember Jocelyn Benson, she said, if you try to investigate us or if you don't follow our rules and if you think that the law says something different, a psycho video with that like clown horror movie in the background. She's like, psycho. But Benson, her new rules, it makes it way harder to remove illegal voters from state voter rolls. The Michigan JCAR, the Joint Committee responsible for rules and oversight, is the Joint Committee of Senators and Representatives. And there is reportedly a meeting scheduled for Wednesday to review the proposed new rules there. Very important swing state that they've rigged. There must be a unique quorum for both senators and representatives to conduct any business, but the Michigan Senate is controlled by the Democrats. 3 of the 5 members on the board are Democrats. If JCAR fails to have a quorum in either chamber for this committee hearing, the new rule will automatically be adopted as law. What are the odds that Senate Democrats will be a no-show at the hearing so that there's no quorum and it just falls into place? High. If the Democrats do show, it would set up the possibility of a tied vote. Now, in the case of a tied vote, the rule would not be adopted. So they're going to try to shove these rules through, it sounds like, anyways, as it comes down. And Gateway Pundit was responsible for using Check My Vote. They were able to expose numerous instances of dead voters who registered to vote and in some cases voted actually in the state. Gateway says he also uncovered 19 individuals who were registered to vote at a non-existent address in Holland, Michigan. 8 of them had cast 13 votes between 2020 and 2022 elections. After our report on the fake addresses went viral, I think we read it, the address we exposed was quietly removed from the voter rolls. And the voters either were removed or moved to other addresses in Michigan. Only days before the 2024 election, Check My Vote was also able to determine that by reviewing that FOIA daily absentee report, that 80,000 voters cast over 205,000 early and absentee ballots. What a racket! 80,000 plus voters cast over 205,000 early and absentee ballots, which was in excess of over 125,428 duplicate ballots in November 2024. By making the Michigan legislature is not authorized and they govern elections, Benson has made it nearly impossible for citizens to use information that comes directly from the state itself to detect voter fraud, because they love the voter fraud. That's how they break the elections. In March, Benson, through her Board of Elections Division, removed the ballot ID information and method of voting and the ballot return date in the rules. By making these changes, they stripped Check My Vote of the ability to identify anybody because you can't check the data. Why would they want to hide these important factors from the public? Because they're cheaters. Previously, Michigan voter rolls included the method by which voters cast their votes, but after several instances of voter fraud, Benson made the decision to hide that data from the record. Now, in March, she was a guest of Steve Bannon, that is reporting on this, and this is the woman who wrote the article. Shout out to her, awesome report. I explained to Bannon how all this works. When it comes to elections, lawmakers in the state have so little faith in her ability to honestly and fairly oversee the state elections that they're attempting to pass a bill that would prevent her from continuing to create her own set of election rules or unfairly influencing the outcomes of the election. In fact, on August 27th, Michigan State Rep. Jennifer Wartz announced her unprecedented plan to require Benson.
How was your weekend, Havoc?
She ran the elections.
Your football teams do good? Mine didn't.
Major delays, ballot size problems, all day voting, suppressed. Areas as their so-called local residents. We were able to identify 31 voters registered at one address, a Detroit coffee shop, with no evidence of anyone living above the residence. And I'm pretty sure we read that report too. So without the Check My Vote tool, our research would have been impossible, which is the point.
Father's
she's
Day.
running for governor. She's going to oversee her own.
Oh, you mean opening day?
That she's rigging right now to make herself the governor. Incredible. She controls the scoreboard. She can rig the rules so that she gets more votes on her ledger.
Yeah, I do too. I feel refreshed.
I also have a little bit more of the hearing. So the Midwesterner.news published this for us. Here's what happened. Jocelyn Benson skips her own meeting because sounds like it's not going to matter. It's going to
Give me some Raising Cane's.
Democrats don't show up. On the proposed election rule, 0 people speak in her favor. Nobody showed up to talk about how rigging this is a good thing. The audience consisted of concerned citizens, potential Secretary of State candidates, election clerks, and more. Under the rules, challenges to voter registration would only be accepted if you are a registered voter in the same municipality. If you are
Oh, is it?
voterized
Oh.
and it's based
Oh,
on
you're being. Oh, you're talking about football. Yeah, it's the first or second Sunday in June here.
What a joke. Local clerks would no longer be required to investigate complaints, but they can do so at their discretion. And if somebody comes in to check my voter ancestry or show that you're not going to use that, that's not valid. New rules also shift cancellation authority from local clerks to the secretary's office. So local clerks can no longer cancel without registries. They can only be canceled after a waiting period unless the voter confirms, notice is mailed. Also, could not be canceled without Jocelyn's approval. Opponents warn these provisions weaken the integrity of the voter rolls, especially since there are about 800,000 questionable registrations on the rolls. 800,000. Several testifiers accused Benson of intentionally making it harder to challenge registrations. You can't even challenge votes, according to her. They all had a presumption of validity because they were fraudulent. A Benson staffer who refused to identify herself only shook her head when asked by the Midwesterner where Secretary Benson was and why she did not attend. They were there. Hey, where's Jocelyn? These are the rules. Doesn't she want to face questions from the public? She just shook her head. Didn't say anything. The new rule will now head to the Joint Committee, a bipartisan panel. For them to act, a quorum must be present. If they fail to act, the rules automatically go into effect. So they'll probably go into effect over there because that's how they do things in Michigan. The Democratic Party just likes to rig elections. That's the only way they can win.
Yeah, that's either the first or second Sunday in May here.
Okay, let's listen.
Party from clerks.
I think it's the first Sunday in May.
MCL 168 explicitly gives clerks authority to maintain voter rolls.
Law.
This rule is a removal of clerk authority.
Oh, this rule. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, we appreciate that.
The next person is Darlene Hennessy.
What's up, Darlene?
DarleneHennessy. I'm from Wayne County, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself.
Awesome.
So I'm here in regards to
10 May.
Rule 168252, reliable information.
It's the second Sunday it was.
It considers the not reliable.
It's always on a Sunday. Both of them are always on Sundays here.
Reliable and triggering confirmation and cancellation, such as Ancestry.com, Find Brave, and Check My Vote. I've been working with Check My Vote for 3 years, and Check My Vote receives the qualified voter file each month from the Secretary of State via FOIA. Does this mean the information provided by the Secretary of State is being labeled as invalid and unreliable?
Yes.
In my jurisdiction, I have found over 103 registered voters that are over 100 years old. One example, a man born in 1898, registered in 2008, had never voted since we had records of 2004. He passed away in 1976.
Yeah.
I found on the Social Security Death Index. He still remains on the voter rolls as of 9/1.
Of course.
So he registered when he was 110.
Wow.
So the rule states that clerks are not obligated to investigate information submitted by citizens. I believe this is a deliberate attempt to silence those of us who have witnessed voter rolls and a lack of meaningful voter list maintenance. The EAC, the
Thank you, Jethro.
Commission, best practice engaged states.
Appreciate it. Thanks for hopping in over in the Rumble chat. Yeah, I need those 20 uniquers
to assist in the process to make year-round
That almost
to
sounded
maintain adequate voter maintenance. The rules state that we are not trying to create problems. We are trying to help. When we submit affidavits and documents,
It's not qualifying any of my
to at
athletes.
least follow up.
Oh, there's an
Clerks
ambulance
have
coming
many
up
more
behind us.
resources than we do to verify and take action. By dismissing citizen-supplied information, the rule undermines transparency, accountability, and the integrity of our voting roles. Thank you for your time.
What an awesome
Thank you.
woman. Okay, shout out to Darlene Hennessy, man. That was awesome. Darlene, we appreciate you. We salute you. Thank you for taking the time to investigate, to participate in your own self-evidence, to tell us very important
Fucking
holding our elected
porn,
officials
dude.
accountable. She's an American hero. No doubt about it. I'd give her a big hug and a high five if I could.
You got an easy fucking lane. You didn't have to fucking lay on the air horn.
She's exactly right. If the citizen finds some evidence of a problem, why is our government
Hey, Dirty.
not accepting it? And I was curious how Check My Vote got their records, but she just clarified that for us. Thank you. And they get it.
Absolutely unnecessary. We've merged to the right.
As credible as it can be. Jocelyn can
slow down. I'm not going to slam on my fucking brakes on the expressway.
So she has to give it to them via FOIA. Now she'll say that they're manipulating it or they're chain of custody.
There's no firefighters like that.
It's her own data. So we'll keep our eye on this. It sounds like
I gave a shit. When I was a paramedic firefighter, hey, if you've given me the left lane,
in 2020,
I'm going to silently go past you.
Shout out to Miss Hennessy.
He's not even using a whale siren, which is what you need to use on the freeway. It's the only thing that goes where the sound travels good enough.
I don't know if Joey wanted to say something.
Fucking idiot.
Okay.
Stein's fucking pickup's an idiot too.
We'll see if he comes down. Anyways.
Hennessy, yeah.
Beautiful day it is.
No, it's just someone. Oh, he's got all these people locking up their brakes up here.
He's telling me I want to come down and say hello. Here, what's up, Mach Schnell? Hey, KB and Carrie B, thank you for clipping for us. Great to see you. Thank you for that. Hey, what's up, Mach Schnell? Thune is just a weak rhino. He needs to get off his backside and get these rule changes.
That's not our
as what he and
Hennessy
are doing now are letting the Dems.
He's a good citizen from Michigan.
Which stops
not the evil ascendant.
Yeah, justice delayed is justice.
Whatever her name is, you know her name.
We want the execution.
Love your videos on her.
Presidency to happen on day one. Very frustrating when judges stop that from happening.
I should say your videos detailing her bullshit.
So I agree. I mean, I think I'd like to see Grassley and Thune play a little bit more aggressively.
Well, yeah, young firefighters or something like that. That once in a while get to get people to pull over. They love it.
At least in Congress, pretty much. Hey, what's up? And
we had him in my department. I had one guy that was like, "Get this guy's plate number." Like, he doesn't hear you. You have the fucking wrong siren on, dude.
From a jury for cause.
Calm the fuck down. I saw him coming, but I was in the right lane. He's in the left lane. When he got close, I was gonna pull over and let go of the gas. But Jesus, not obstructing him at all.
Blood results, blood alcohol content, gas chromatography.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he got the bam when he went by. Fuck him.
Or convince you, right? Or in other words, you might be too adherent to the traditional thinking. I would probably strike you if I was on a DUI case and you're a doctor. I'd probably strike you because of that. And also, doctors and lawyers, and people in high positions.
No, they deserve no authority at all.
Kind of like their authority. But you're a doctor, like you can save people's lives. So, like, what do you think? So somebody like lawyers and doctors,
like Trump, okay,
CEO or something, right? Like a big CEO or celebrity.
I love you, Dirty.
Like the de facto leader of the group, and you may not want that to happen. Now, like if you're
he's not even going to a real hospital. He's going to this mini ER over here.
Then that might be.
Can't be that serious.
DUIs are generally about accuracy and precision. Ultimately, is your blood sample accurate to the accepted value? And when you do this testing, you have to have a standard, right? You have to say, okay, well, the standard for this machine says that this is what a 0.08 looks like, and what goes through measure it against that standard. So you say, well, the standard is
Havoc, do you have a Rumble? If you don't mind, just pop it in the chat and saying hi. I need those unique chattas once a month. They still haven't approved my ad reads from Sunday, Dirty.
I relocate spiders, LOL. And we tell my daughter they're all God's creatures.
Titty bar emergency room? I know I know somebody who owns a bar here in Toledo called the Recovery Room.
What was that doing out there?
That seems more appropriate. Oh shit! There's a bee in my fucking car. Where the fuck did he come from? Oh shit! I forgot. I got a fucking meeting I gotta do. God damn it!
Hey, what's up, Seth Russ? When I go on a multi-day backpacking trip,
The bee needs to get the fuck out.
yeah, that's a different thing. I went on a backpacking trip. Right, my brother Eric.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny, the name. I'm using beer to help me recover. Come on, bee, crawl out enough to where I can flick you. The fuck out.
And we're setting up. We kind of wake up at about Thursday.
There he is. Ooh, he gone.
All just like coming through the valley. It's like, I don't know what the hell is going on. So we were like all huddled together, kind of like kicking them back as we're hoping they would go away. And they didn't.
Shit. I'm gonna be fucking on the road when I'm supposed to be testing this shit.
Hamas's leaders always try to drag out negotiations. In the meantime, they hold hostages, alive or not, and manage not to work towards peace. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, Texley. And I don't know. Were they there talking about peace? Were they there talking about war? Were they there talking about going up for Israelis or something? I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know.
Where's Google Meet?
I'm not sure the United States is
don't even have it.
So if they want to keep it out for another 5,000 years, that's their problem. Biology always wins. Rocking, Rob. I just want to yell thank you for making our 39th anniversary super special because of hubby's all clear letter. For his heart came on the same day. He was surprised and very touched. That's amazing. Biology always wins. And that's such good news. Congratulations to both you and hubby Biology. Biology always wins. His heart came on the same day. He was surprised and very touched. Amazing. Shout out to you both. Thank you for being here. Shout out to your husband. Glad he's doing well and you're doing well. Thank you very much. Biology always wins in the house.
White Hope I can get through this drive-through and then set this up. I'm not even logged into the right account. What's today's adventure? Gotta go to Green Springs to do some work for these idiots. I see you. That makes sense.
Thank you for switching lanes. Choosing case. What can I start for you?
We'll get a 3-finger combo
Mm-hmm.
with sauce. Let's see. You guys have
For the drink?
Doc. You have unsweet tea. Yeah, unsweet tea, a large.
You said a large unsweet tea?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
And can I have a name?
Doc.
Okay. That will be $9.86 at that second window. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'll zip it. About seatbelt. I gotta get logged into this shit. All right, let me see here.
Where they have a house or a residence. But if they're spending, 6 months in a day, like if you're a non-military person, you're like, well, I'm overseas, and you're spending more than 6 months in a day out of the state, then why should you have a say in the governance of that state? You don't even reside there. If you went to another local state in the U.S., you wouldn't be able to vote there. So why should you vote if you're in France or Japan? Natalie Ray, during lockdowns, and maybe you can make the distinction between the federal elections. Since you're a U.S. citizen, you can vote in the federal races, but maybe not the state races because you don't reside in the state. White Buffalo, good to see you. Thank you for the comment and for the fleshing out of the argument. Natalie Ray, during lockdowns, kids and grands all stayed with us. And we looked into online voting info from blue cities and counties. The easiest and most obvious fraud we found by hundreds of thousands was the date issue, where it showed a date that the county received the ballot was before the ballots had been requested or mailed out. Yeah. I'm sure it's just disgusting. I'm wondering where you were, what state you were looking into, but it is, I think, a big problem that is papered over because you make your money in the madness. You make your grift in the gray area. You don't want clear delineations. You want a bunch of garbage in there. And nobody knows what's going on. And apparently in Michigan, you can register to vote when you're 110 years old and you've been dead for 30 years. Pretty incredible. And why? Hey, can I buy some hash browns for Joey? We're pretty stocked up on hash browns. But thank you, NY, for the generous offer. Thank you for the contribution. All super chats are going to Joey's Sausage and Hash Brown Fund, which we got him set before we started the show today. Loaded up. Buffalo Betsy, thank you, NY. You're amazing. Buffalo, tipping for Joey's hash browns and sausages. Hey, buddy. We appreciate that. Thank you, Buffalo. We got a lot of them. And yesterday we went out. We get hamburgers, a little ice cream. We're going to have to work on portion control for the remainder of this trip, So we went a little hard yesterday. We went got hamburgers, French fries, and ice cream, all downtown Prescott. Good times. But portion control, we can't do that every night, So anyways, thank you, Buffalo Betsy. We exercised, though. He lifted weights with me yesterday. It was great. Londo.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm in the meeting, just waiting for them to jump in. I don't even remember what it's about. I think it's just about to see who's doing, how it's going. See if I can get some other people in here.
do the 3-finger combo with the large T.
Yep.
All right, it'll be $9.86. Here's that for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Want any ketchup or anything?
No thanks. You got the sauce in there, right?
Say you want a ketchup or
No, thank you.
have a nice day.
Because I'm the only one here in this meeting. This one guy in chat. Asshole or not, we love him. There we go.
Hey Doc, how's it going?
I'm all right. I'm actually forgot that this was at 1, so I'm driving. I'm actually heading to one of the facilities right now, but I can do this hands free.
Cool. Hey, okay. And then just a heads up here as well. I just sent over a quick email. I want to just let you guys know I'm seeing the calls come in. No one's marking them as handled.
I know. And that's why I invited Jason to this too. See if he's going to join us.
Cool.
I sent an email because they were kind of blown away that we actually got it together and made this happen. I guess. So I kind of caught them off guard a little bit, but either way, they're getting the emails. So I don't know whether if they're handling them or not. But that's something we're gonna have a meeting with Jason and Josh.
Yeah, no worries. Honestly, what this might
they're handling them. I just don't think they're
marking it.
they're going in there and marking it.
Okay. Yeah. Most importantly, just want to make sure they're being handled. I thought there is a repeat caller.
Yeah. Well, you get that even if you are handling it. Even when
that's true.
Even when you are, it's like, come on! I told you 3 times. Your ride's on the way.
Yep. Yeah, that's half the battle right there. No worries. Okay, cool. Glad to hear that, Jason. Thank you. Part of what this call is actually might eliminate or solve for that in itself, which is just getting your team set up on the app here. So I've got Tyler, our CEO. He's actually the one who built out this app sheet and portal for the company, and so he's going to make sure you guys are all set up and good to go there to give you the most accurate reporting and best experience as we're on trial.
Okay.
Doc, how you doing?
What's up?
So are either of you in front of a computer right now?
I am not.
I'm driving right now, so. But I did send. I was able to get to the spreadsheets. I made up the little Google name and stuff, and I shared that with Josh. I just shared my login with him because he didn't want to go through the the hassle of doing it. But the only thing I was getting denied to was the app itself for the dashboard.
Okay, so you did try to click through into the dashboard and you got denied on the way in.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it said when you tried to get in?
Just no permissions.
Yeah, okay. And did you guys establish Google accounts with those emails that we have?
I did.
You did? You went through the Google setup and everything like that?
Yep. I guess I didn't have to, but I actually made a Google email attached to it too, which kind of confused me for a second. But now I understand I can use either one. But yeah, it's attached to my work email, the doc at legendsrcoh.com.
Okay, so that's great. It sounds like everything is in line. Doc, what I think is probably happening is that sometimes if you have multiple Google accounts logged in at once, Google doesn't pick the right one at sign up. So it's trying to log in with some other Gmail that you have logged in You just have to switch
No.
the account.
I made sure I logged everything off, though. So, yeah, like I said, it was letting me in the spreadsheet, but it wasn't letting me in the dashboard. So.
And you still had permission issues. Let me double check your user account and see if, for whatever reason, it wouldn't have permission. Doc at legendsrcoh.com.
Yep.
Okay, I see you're invited here.
Okay.
And I went and resent the invitation.
All right.
And then I'll double check your team's account settings just to make sure that the team itself is also configured properly. And it looks like it is, from what I can tell. So it may be that, Doc, we got to sit down when you're in front of a computer next and work through some troubleshooting together.
Okay. All right. Look at Josh is actually calling right now. I don't know if this is possible. I don't think I can join him from a regular call into the Google Meet. But that's fine. I'll call him back.
I could text him the Google Meet either way.
If you want to, just let him know that I'm in this right now. That's why I can't answer.
In the Google Meet right now. Hold on, let me let him know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he might be joining us actually. Yeah, if he's on a computer, then we could get him. As you were trying to set up and you were talking about the logins, log into Jason, and you were all going to use the
Yeah, I was hoping to be at the facility by the time this meeting happened, but
game plan.
I got delayed. I got a new puppy. And
You guys heard Christy all right? Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear what Christy just said, or is she coming in okay?
No, she disappeared. I heard her saying that
No,
Josh looked like Josh was coming in, but
Yeah, I mainly just wanted to see it.
You're breaking up, Christy. Maybe me.
To unmerge audio, maybe.
There's thought because if Josh was trying to get in, and if he's trying to get in with my login, it may be causing an issue. Into the meeting.
As he's on the move.
She's not so good right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, right.
Hello.
Hey, Doc. Sorry, this maybe hopefully is a little better. Okay, just wanted to check in. Was the game plan for you to kind of create an account and have a login for the app, and everyone just shares that same account and login? Is that what you were initially thinking?
No, but
Okay.
that was just for Josh. He wanted to see what was going on. He didn't want to go through the trouble doing the Google thing. They should be able to handle that.
Okay, perfect. So once we get you all set up, we'll be able to grant access for the whole team's emails then.
Worst case right now, I mean, I can share it to them. I mean, I think if I share it to them, it's only read only though, right? Unless they have their own login. The spreadsheet.
Is that true, Tyler? Sorry, can you repeat that?
I said if I just until because they're getting the emails, so they are at least getting the calls.
Right.
So just catching up to the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's read only is the spreadsheet. There's nothing that no editing can or should be done on that. The app would just, and this is separately for Josh, is if everyone uses the app accurately, it's giving that live reporting for Josh to see. So even down to, percentages of repeat callers, all the kind of data tracking that Josh would want to see is on the app live reporting.
All right.
Versus the spreadsheet is just kind of an info base, right? You're getting all the information you need. Whereas the app would have the live reporting kind of high level.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's shoot to set that up. And yeah, that should just be a quick call. When will you be able to be in front of your computer? Let me pull up Tyler's schedule here. Do you, let's see, 1 p.m. Because what, it should take about 15, yeah, it should only be about 15 minutes. Anytime, possibly either at, let's see, what time is it there, Doc?
Right now it's 1:15.
Okay, 3 hours then. Okay, so maybe 11 a.m. here, so it would be 12, 1, 2, yeah, around 2. Would that work?
What, today or tomorrow?
Today.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be there by then. I'm only a half hour away.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. Just send me a text and then we'll hop on for 15 minutes and get you all set up and rolling.
All right.
Sorry, there's fortunately not much we can do with being computer to computer on this one.
Right. Like I said, I was hoping to be there beforehand, but I got stuck in the house to take care of a puppy.
Stuff happens. Yeah, puppy duty gets crazy, so totally understand. What type of puppy, Doc?
A pug.
A pug? Oh, what a cutie. Little smush nose. Awesome. Okay, Doc, well, I'll text over an updated link with the time, so then we can just hop on that and get this done in about 15.
All right.
Cool. We'll see you in a few here.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I didn't care if it was live. I would have muted it if we were going to talk about anything specific. No, a new imitation. Trying to eat chicken fingers at the same time. I guarantee you Josh is going to call me while I'm driving, though. Everybody still there? Or did I just bore the fuck out of everybody with that call? Oh well.
Communication with none other than President Barack Obama. So I think that's an interesting detail that people won't find anywhere else, but it is in that 2019 book. But the big thing is this, Andrew, is that for a long time we all talked about, and it's understandable because Republicans, people on the right, conservatives, people of good conscience do not really like the Clintons. I'm understating that fact. They don't really like the Clintons. So people were hanging everything on Hillary Clinton, from Christopher Steele to Russiagate. And the reality is, all of this happened when Barack Obama was president. These were his spy chiefs. Now, I know a lot of your listeners will recognize that, but I think it's very important for us to keep this in mind. Russiagate was led by President Barack Obama. They were all his spy chiefs. And as we know now from John Brennan's handwritten notes, Obama was read in to what the Clinton campaign was doing no later than August 3rd, 2016. So I think that's an enormous takeaway, and that's the real scandal.
What about that Susan? What about that Susan Rice email to self on the way out the door?
Well, that's more evidence right there that they're trying to put that president, Barack Obama, in the clear. Right? They all knew what was going on. Barack Obama was calling the shots, making sure his spy chiefs were all up. Brennan and Comey were all over Trump. But that was a piece of evidence they left.
You don't think I have a good conscience?
Was that the insurance policy? Because I went to go see FBI lovebirds undercovers. The Dean Cain and Christy Swanson, both of whom have become friends of the program, and all they did was reenact the text messages between Page and Strzok, where they talked about an insurance policy. Was Trump-Russia the insurance policy?
Well, as you said, your detail-oriented listeners will appreciate this. I think it might get lost in a lot of other people. And I've explained this before in articles and books what the insurance policy really was. The insurance policy was Stefan Halper. That's what it was.
I don't think
what they wanted.
I think he said conservatives and people
both
of good conscience.
And certainly Page talked about this in testimony. What they wanted to do was they wanted
not
to know,
just conservatives, but also people of good conscience that may be other than conservative.
But they didn't want to
should understand that Obama was running that shit.
But they believed that they had to do that to make sure.
But that's my interpretation anyway.
So that's what they meant by insurance policy. Insurance policy to spy on Trump. So it's something very specific, very detailed, and I hope we'll get more documentation on that over the next few months. But that's what it was. Again, I was reporting this to people who were investigating, including the man who's now the FBI director, Kash Patel. So Kash plays a huge role in that book from 2019.
I wouldn't either. I was eating chicken fingers.
So that's what the insurance policy.
But I wolfed him down.
Well, there was also that issue with the FBI lawyer was Kevin Kleinsmith, who scrubbed Carter Page's designation as a CIA asset. He was talking to the Russians because he was supposed to, and Brennan let it happen. He was working for Brennan.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened. There's a lot of stuff that went on, and my hope right now is that
this meeting's not a priority for me.
Actually so is the annex that
I'll do it anyway.
Declassified a couple months ago now. There's a lot of information in there. There's a lot of leads that I'm quite certain investigators and prosecutors are poring over right now to find different ways to hold people accountable for all of Russiagate. So those are important documents, and the stuff that Kevin Kleinsmith did is bad, and I suspect they'll be looking at things like that again. What about Adam Schiff? Because I remember talking to Lee Zeldin often about this, and he kept saying, "Where is this evidence that shows?"
Oh, hell yeah.
What? There was the Nunez memo, but Schiff
I
claimed
need
that
that
he
today.
had seen. He
All I
had
had was 2
seen
cups of coffee.
evidence that Trump, and then he went out there on TV. We played the clips ad nauseum, where he said it's right before our very eyes, but he never actually told us what the evidence was.
Well, as we now know, there was nothing. Adam Schiff may be in trouble because there are other documents that were declassified, released a few weeks ago now, and they show that Schiff was urging staff members to lie, to leak to the press and lie, to leak false information. Remember that they were leaking, that there were leaks of classified intelligence stuff they were not supposed to be leaking. And the interesting thing about this is that by urging staff members to leak and putting them out in front on this, with investigators and prosecutors looking at this, they're going to go for the lowest end.
Man, they're just not even close to the same.
Hire big name lawyers.
Yeah.
So these are the people who are most likely to talk to explain what was happening on a higher level. Corporate political establishment has tied us to the Chinese Communist Party for the last half century. And Donald Trump, the first American president, say this is a problem and we have to get out of this because this is hurting our peace and our prosperity. So that's what the book is, and it really goes through, points out the problem. It's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. There are a lot of Republicans who hurt the United States in terms of this relationship with the Chinese Communist Party. And, so it holds a lot of people to account, whether it's George H.W. Bush, whether it's Joe Biden,